What is going on, guys? We are back playing some more Surviving with EnderIO. And today we're going to be discussing the Killer Joe, which is essentially a ruthless killing machine that is offered by EnderIO. Now that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but it's going to be a mindless block that is going to swing a sword at whatever walks in front of it once you get it set up, and it meets all the different requirements, which we will be covering in a little bit. Now we're going to be combining the Killer Joe with the attraction Obelisk, and we are going to be using it to take care of a very large problem that I'm having right now. And if we're really quiet right now, we might be able to hear what that problem is. Yeah, so if you did hear that, that is the endermen back here. They're super loud right now, and that is with my hostile mobs on like 5% volume. I usually have them on like 40 some, so I can hear if something's walking up behind me. These guys are on 5%, and they're super annoying because there's so many of them. They've got a really obnoxious sound, and I've constantly been told I have to find a way to automatically kill them. Right now they're sitting at roughly one hit from the ender, with really no added enchants or anything to it. So we are going to be killing these guys today very easily, combining the attraction Obelisk with the Killer Joe, like I said, and hopefully it'll give you guys some good ideas of how to use both the attraction Obelisk and the Killer Joe, whether it's alone or together. So we got to do a little bit of crafting today. It's not actually a ton, but it is a little bit annoying to get set up. And the reason I say that is because we need 3 different kinds of soul vials today. So we're going to need a zombie in a soul vial, relatively easy to get, an enderman in a soul vial, a little bit more annoying, and then a villager in a soul vial. And this one's really the most annoying one that you could possibly need to get if you really don't have any villages around you. But once you've got this, then the rest of it really is pretty easy. We are going to need pretty much all the stuff in my inventory right now. The reason I have it in my inventory and not in this crafting area over here is just because I wanted to make sure I could keep track of everything, and it's going to be a little bit weird with how we do the crafting today. So the first thing that we are going to make is going to be the attraction Obelisk. Now I think we've used this before in another series, but I've never actually done the full out crafting of this, and by that I mean we've never made the enticing crystal, and this is what's I guess supposed to draw the mobs towards you. It's supposed to entice them towards you. Everything else is like a regular obelisk. We've got the 2 energetic alloys, solarium, and machine chassis, but making this is the annoying part. So you need an emerald and the villager soul vial, along with 4 levels, which can be taken off of you. So we need to come over here to the soul binder, put the villager in there, and then combine it with the emerald, give it player XP, and allow it to run. Gotta love that noise that it makes. I actually think the animation is really, really cool for this thing, if I haven't mentioned that before. Does 1 full rotation, and boom. Empty soul vial and enticing crystal. Now, if you really wanted to do this and be, I guess, cost effective, if you don't have a ton of soul vials, you could just do one and then the other. But of course, I went out and got all of them at once so that we could do this a little bit quicker. So now we should be good to craft this if we come over here. It'll just pull it all from our inventory, and we've got the attractor Obelisk, which is relatively cheap, honestly, if you don't have any problem getting the villager. So the next thing we are going to be making is the Killer Joe. Now this is what the whole build is going to be centered around, and it's essentially going to be a zombie brain sitting in a jar. So it actually looks pretty darn cool. We're going to need 5 fused quartz, very easy to get, 3 dark steel, again, very easy to get, and then a Franken zombie. Love that name for this. It's going to be a Z-Logic controller, which we've worked with before. That is made in the Slice and Splice, but then it's going to be upgraded by combining it with a zombie villager, or a husk. Again, same way, same exact cost. So we are going to come over here, throw in the Z-Logic controller, throw in the zombie, 4 player levels, and we'll let it go. And then we'll pretty much be done with all the crafting once we finish this part. It's a really cheap build for what we're doing right now. Obviously, most mob farms you could set up and easily deal with this in a mod pack. The one that I'm using in the Hermit pack right now easily kills endermen because you just prevent them from teleporting, and that's really all you have to do. Then you can kill them with whatever you want. But unfortunately, we don't have any spikes or anything in this pack, so we kind of have to resort to this. So we're going to be setting it up right over here, and we're just going to corral them right into the area in front of it. We'll be able to see the actual range when we set up the Killer Joe, but if you're curious right now, it's a block that's 5 blocks long, 4 blocks wide, and 4 blocks high. So I got to be careful with how I'm going to start setting this up, and I guess we actually probably should finish crafting this first. There we go, we got the Killer Joe. I've just got miscellaneous things in here that are left now, such as a possible capacitor upgrade for the attractor Obelisk, I should say. I've got my ender that's actually going to be going in the Killer Joe with some nice enchants on it. And And then we've just got a fluid conduit for if we need to transport any of the nutrient distillation. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to come clear out this area right over here. And I got to make sure that we don't actually aggro any of the guys in here onto us. But I will have to take a trip in there eventually, as far as I'm aware, to put down the Killer Joe properly. So we'll probably end up just slipping in down here and getting shot by a couple of the skeletons. But I'm trying to think of the best way to set this up. So I think the optimal way to do this would be to put the attractor obelisk down here somewhere. And we will have to move some of the item conduits. I may have to grab some from over here so that we can kind of shuffle them over a little bit. But we'll move the item conduits so that they are running up this side right here. And we'll do this. Oh, we're already getting attacked. That is awesome. So we'll get that going up there. So I can pretty much just replace. This should be insert. Ooh, will they kill each other? I hope they actually just start shooting each other and just kill all of them. There are very few skeletons in there that we're going to have to deal with, but it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt with the enderman there. So we're going to get rid of the rest of these. They should all be inserting down here, and that should be perfectly fine. So we can clear these up right here. And the attractor obelisk is going to go in this block right down here. And then we can get rid of this one up here if we want to. So let's do that. And I'm probably going to get shot really fast. Yeah, so getting shot already. There we go. Okay, so we took care of him. Great, we got an enderman mad at us. There we go. We took care of him too. So you can see they're one hit from dying. So we're going to get rid of this and a random fluid conduit, which is down there. Okay, take care of him. So what we can do now is come in here and we're going to place the Killer Joe down. Now it's a little bit awkward with how you're going to actually place it down. So we kind of got to slide in here and place it down. Oh, do we get it right? I don't think we got it right. I think we're supposed to... Am I incorrect about how we place this? Let me fill this in. I thought... So if we place it down, it faces... Oh, so it faces away from us. Wow. Okay, so I didn't need to do any of that. I thought it faced the other direction. So we're going to place the attractor obelisk down there. We're going to place the Killer Joe right down there. Should be facing away from us. You can see the way the face is not facing, so it's got to be the other way. Now this should work perfectly fine. If we click on this, we can go to show range, and you can see it's actually a relatively large box in there. It's pretty good, but it's not good enough. It's not going to cover everything, and that's what we want. So if we show the range of this should pretty much cover everything. There is one block over there. I am not going to add a capacitor upgrade to it. If we really wanted to, we could put this actually in the floor, I believe, one block out, and it would cover everything. But I'm perfectly okay with this range. No capacitor upgrades needed. And surprisingly, just on a side note, you do not need any sort of power for the Killer Joe to start working. All it needs is nutrient distillation. So we are going to need one power conduit for the lower portion. So if we go conduit, grab out pretty much any energy conduit and slap it down here so that the obelisk can start working. You can see it clicks on with the light. It barely uses any RF per tick, so this is really, really great. And if we were to put the enderman in here, it should start attracting them. It only attracts things. Yep, there we go. So you can see a lot of them piling up over there. Not all of them are coming in, but eventually it should bring all of them in. And they're just kind of going nuts. So that is really, honestly, that's great. So what we're going to do then is start configuring this to bring nutrient distillation over here. So we're going to do nutrient distillation, add a channel, receive that over here. And we should be able to send it over here if we start having this interact. So this is going to be going in there, and then we just need to come over, do nutrient distillation, do send, and I believe it should start sending it all over here. Yep, so you can see that this starts filling up. It only functions if it's above 1400, so even if you've got 1000 in there, let's say you bucket it in on your own, it's not going to start functioning. That sound is so much worse than before. But yeah, so if you have 1400 millibuckets or more, then it should start functioning. And then really quick, your weapon that you put in there, whatever weapon you're using, is going to benefit from enchants and bonuses. So the Ender, of course, I upgraded it to Empowered 4. That means that it's going to be using mostly power. 85% of the damage taken will be taken as power. It can store 1 million RF, which is great. That means I'll just very, I guess, infrequently have to come over here and fix it up. So if we were to throw this in there, it's going to start swinging away at them. It's going to use 5 millibuckets every single swing, so you're going to want to make them count. You're going to want to make sure that every swing is going to be killing something, so as to use as few swings as possible. But you can see it's taking care of them very, very fast. Every time a couple get killed out, it starts replacing them. Doesn't seem to be an issue. There's a couple that are left over there, but really, we are good to go. You can see we do have experience right over here that eventually we can collect if we really wanted to. It should get sucked in to the Killer Joe. I don't know if it's going to have an issue right now getting sucked in here just because of where it's located. But if we were to go out there to the door and then just open it really quick, we should be able to get all of the experience orbs. Yeah, so very slowly. Oh, okay, I thought we locked ourselves in here. Yeah, so we can do this, and oh, I have no weapon anymore to kill stuff with, but I'll find a way to take care of the XP later. Ooh, not going to worry about it too much right now, but finally we have taken care of all the Enderman problems, and as you can see, it stops swinging when there's nothing there, which is phenomenal. It means you're not going to be wasting any nutrient distillation or any uses on your actual weapon. So we can go back through and start filling all of this stuff in again so that we don't need to look at this disgusting floor. So we can do that. And it seems that I do not have the correct blocks to put in there, so that's just going to flip me out for the time being. I don't know if we really have any polished andesite over here. Oh, we do. Okay, so that should allow us to fix the floor nicely. And I think we will be finishing up the episode there. I know it was a little bit of a shorter one, but it was actually very highly requested that I go in here and finally take care of the Enderman issue. And really quick, we're going to take care of... No! Oh, no. Oh, I forgot. It's going to swing at me. Okay, I need to fix that because that would flip me out. Okay, so now we need to get some of the glass out and replace that window, and we are done. So now the mob farm is finally complete. If we really wanted to suck up the XP, if you're curious right now, we could just use the XP vacuum and put it down there with the regular vacuum or somewhere over here so that we could access it very easily. If you wanted to use mending for a weapon and have a bunch of them killed, like flip this on, let it kill a bunch of them, and then grab out the weapon, walk in the room, pick up the experience, and allow it to repair the weapon. That is also another option. A lot of different ways you can go about using this setup, but hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. Again, I apologize for it being so short, but it is nearing finals time, and I am also working on the 10K video, which I'm sure you guys will all love. A lot of fun stuff coming up. But if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to give it a like, as it does help me out a lot, and I will talk to you guys later.